Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to run you through my most used eye technique, and that is completing a full shadow look with one eyeshadow. Now, I've ran through this in tutorials. Many of you have seen me do this, but I thought I would break it down for you and just share a couple of tools and techniques that might help you grasp the concept. It's very simple once you get it down. I kid you not, you'll have your eyeshadow down in like 3 minutes or less. So of course, I'm going to be using my Mercier Caviar stick. If you aren't familiar with my channel, basically I live and die by these. They are on the pricey side. They're about $28 per stick. But if you think about it, you go out and you buy an eyeshadow palette that has, 15, 20 shades in it for $40 to $50. And you end up generally using 2 or 3 shades in that palette. So that's why these are worth the money for me, because I literally use them every single day. They're so easy, so versatile to use. You could use a drugstore dupe like the Ulta ones, the Sephora collection. They have cream shadow sticks. The CoverGirl Queen Ship Shadow Sticks, those are a great option as well. You do want to make sure you're working with a shade that is more on the satin to matte side. It can have a little bit of shimmer to it, but you don't want it to be overly metallic, just because the placement of where we're going to put this doesn't necessarily go with a metallic or a shimmery shade, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be working with Cocoa today. It is, if I could pick one Caviar stick to have just forever, it would be Cocoa. You could use a plum shade, you could use a navy, you could use a dark gray, whatever you're into. I just think Cocoa is a really versatile, nice, rich brown shade. I'm also going to be working with one brush. This is a MAC 217 short handle. Anything that is blendable and tapered. You don't want a fluffy brush, something that's large that you use for your crease. You kind of want something that is definitely more on the tapered side and something you can have more precision with. So let me go ahead and get a little closer and we'll get on into it. So you're going to start out with your shadow stick, and what I like to do is start near the closest point of my lash line, almost like I'm applying eyeliner. Depending on how large or small your eyes are, you really want to start out with a small amount. So I'm just going to place that really small amount on my lash line, and I start blending across my lash line so I have a good base of color, almost like, again, you're applying eyeliner. So just right there, by applying that much product, it makes such a huge difference in one eye compared to the other. But I don't stop there. So once I've got it blended out on my lash line, I'll slowly start bringing it up into my outer corner. So this portion right here, and this just brings the nicest amount of soft, hazy definition. It's not overwhelming. The great thing about working with cream shadows is that they're so layerable. You can go from super sheer like this to really intense. All you have to do is keep layering, and I think that's why they're so user friendly, because if you're not the best at eyeshadow, it's really just like this soft layering process. They don't dry immediately. They're not in place immediately. You can really use your fingers to manipulate if you've messed up, but just keeping a really light hand and lightly tapping the product in. So once I have barely any product left, I will start slightly bringing that into my crease just for a little bit more definition. And once you start working with the super sheer amount of product that's left on your brush, it actually transforms into almost like a secondary color. It looks like you're wearing more than one color on your eye. All right, so for a really quick, natural, everyday look, this would be something that would be sufficient for me, but I do want to bump things up and kind of show you how you can take this to the next level. So again, same placement, except this time I do on my second layering part, I like to really start focusing on the outer corner. You'll notice that on my eyes, I really like to keep the inner part bright and awake. I don't really carry a ton of product in there. That's how sometimes you can end up with a raccoon eye look. So if you're new to this technique, definitely try to, again, keep all of your color on this outer portion, and whatever's left, carry into the crease, and then just leave this nice brightness in your inner corner area. So to finish this off, I am going to take a little bit of that cream shadow on my brush and I'm going to sweep it on my lower lash line. I'm going to add some mascara and boom, we are done with this eye. All right, so I personally think it does not get any easier than this. We have a nice layerable look. This is something that, again, you could wear more sheer. You could definitely intensify this. One thing that I like to do, especially when I'm traveling, I bring that cocoa stick with me and I'll wear a really soft sheer layer of it during the day. And then for the nighttime, when I want to bump things up and make them more smoky, I just literally take it out of my purse, throw a little bit on, use the same brush and blend over. And I just have this nice, soft, dramatic effect without having to bring an entire eyeshadow palette with me, without having to add transitional shades, without having to add liner. This is literally a one and done look. So let's go ahead and match up the other eye. Gonna do the same thing. Just start out with a very small amount close to my lash line and softly blend along the lash line to start out with. One thing I can't emphasize enough is to really keep a light hand with your brush. Don't press super hard when you're trying to blend out. I'm barely touching my eyelid, and this really allows for that soft, natural application of the color. It also allows you to more strategically place your color. Will and I were running late for a wedding this weekend. We had like 30 minutes to get there. I had no makeup on, my hair wasn't done, and I threw this exact eye look on and we were out the door and I was like, man, like I've not really went into this type of look in depth on my channel yet. So here we are. I get a few questions about cream eyeshadows creasing. If you do have super oily eyelids, the Laura Mercier ones, to me, they just truly do not budge throughout the day, no matter what. If you have oily, if you have dry, normal eyelids, they just really stay in place. However, if you do have super oily eyelids, you can set this with a translucent powder. It won't alter the color, but it will add a nice kind of absorbing product on top. Okay, that is literally it. This is just easily the quickest and, in my opinion, best way to do a nice, it's not even just a natural eye look, it's the eye look that I want for an everyday look. And I know everybody's different. Everybody is going to have their preference, but I think this is really customizable. If you have deep, dark skin, you can go with a black or a really dark charcoal. If you like some color, like I said, a plum or a navy would be really nice. It's just a very versatile type of application and just method for applying a really pretty quick eyeshadow look. Again, take this with you in your purse if you're traveling, if you're at work and you want to go out afterwards, you want to bump your look up. So easy to just layer a little bit more color on top and just really make your eyes pop. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below. And I know a lot of you have seen this technique if you are familiar with my channel, but if you're new to my channel, this is my technique. This is the it technique for eye makeup here. Over here on deck, basically. So, hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.